Hi again. Today I'm going to be doing my first book, Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. The basic plot of this book is that it's about these three kids, Kathy, Tommy, and Ruth. And Kathy is the narrator of the entire book, but from the future. And they're at this boarding school in a dystopia of Britain, and you figure out through the book that they're clones, and this book is science fiction, but not in the science fiction kind of way, and is about clones, but again, not really in the normal clone kind of way. It's a little, I don't know, a little out of ordinary, a little different from most science fiction books that you read, and I think that's probably why it got on this list of 1001 books to read before you die, because it really is not just about science fiction. It's about these three kids and how their lives are shaped by what they were created for. I'm not going to tell you what that is, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers of this book, but I think it's a really new way to look at the possibility of science going really wrong in the world, and a new way to look at dystopias. I mean, we haven't had any really, really great awesome books on utopias and dystopias that I've read, at least, lately, and this actually was a very, very good dystopia book. I mean, it's insane, like, I don't know, it's crazy. I wish I could tell you guys more because I feel like I'm gonna spoil it for people who haven't read it, but the thing about this book, though, is that it's heartbreaking. Like, the fact of the matter is that at the end, nothing really turns out right, but everything's okay. And I think that is one of the best things about this book, is, like, the ending. I mean, I wish I could tell you, but the whole story just breaks your heart, and you just feel so bad, and you don't know whether to think that this is wrong, or if this is morally reprehensible, but, like, it hurts to read this book. It's so good, it hurts. I mean, I know that that sounds really weird to say about a book, especially, but it does literally break your heart. I mean, you just feel so bad for Kathy and Tommy and Ruth, and you just want to save them all, and you want to forgive them everything that's happened to them, and you want to change the way that they were raised and change the whole society that they live in. But the fact of the matter is that it's not changing, and their world isn't going to change. It's gonna stay the same as it is for them for quite a while, and I don't know, I just think this book was amazing because of that. I mean, Ishiguro really, really captured the essence of struggle in this. It's, I want to say pathetic, but not in the way that's like, oh gross, that's pathetic, in the way that you just want to you would do anything to help these people if you knew them. Like, you pity them, you want to be in their shoes, you want to take their place and keep this from happening to them, and I think that definitely shows Ishiguro's prowess over the telling of a story of humans. You just feel like they're your best friends by the end of the book, and that this is horribly wrong and terrible, and it's beautiful. It's tragically beautiful, but it's tragic at the same time. It's a tragedy. I can't even, like, think about it because it just makes me so sad to think about this, and they're not even real people. And I think that definitely gave Ishiguro a step up on getting this honor of being on the 1001 books you should read before you die, because, I mean, there are all of the other Ishiguro books, which are really good, and I just haven't read a book by Ishiguro, or by anyone else for that matter, of this kind, I guess. You know, if you can think of cloning and science fiction as one kind of subgenre, I haven't read a book like this, with this much emotion, with this much force behind it, like, ever before. And I think it's amazing, and I think that Ishiguro is a genius. Okay, and so, I guess since I don't actually have this book with me, and I don't actually own this book or have any, like, really good quotes to use from it, which I'm probably going to actually do from the other books that I read. I think I'll do just discussion questions from now until the end of the video, maybe. I don't know, just see if I can get you guys involved. But, two of the things that really are strange and different about this book is that they use these sets of words. Like, they use the words care and students and donations and complete. And if you haven't read the book, you won't get what that means, but you don't know what it means for so long. And how does that really, like, affect your reading experience? Like, when you finally figure out what the donations are and what being a carer is, what does that do for you? Like, does that make the book better in your eyes, that there was that level of mystery? Or does it make it harder to read or harder to get through because it does keep you kind of in the dark for quite a while? I personally found this, like, to be really, really intriguing. Like, I don't like knowing all the facts beforehand. I don't like knowing the information that, like, all of the information in the book. But I think it's a really cool tactic to get people involved and to get people to care and feel like you don't know what's going on just as much as these kids don't know what's going on. Second question, also having to do with the vocabulary, are they use, like, the words baffling or wasn't clear and couldn't fathom and maybe, somehow, perhaps, all the time. And that shows the confusion that Kathy has and that all the other kids have about what's going on and about what their lives are about and what they can and can't do. But, again, does this make you connect more to the character of Kathy and Ruth and Tommy, or does this distance you from them because you feel like you don't know as much as they do? Personally, I don't know. I can't really, like, think about books where you're not the omnipresent being, where you know things that the characters don't know. But in this book, you don't know the same things that the characters don't know. You both are completely confused, and I think that actually worked for this book really well. I don't know if it would work for other books as well, because I've read other books that kind of keep you in the dark too, and leave you with surprises at the end that are actually really necessary things to the story. But I don't think that this book suffers for it. I think that it actually is really great, that you are just fumbling along with the other characters in the book. I mean, I think it's awesome.